Hey there, my name is Melissa Robinson Brown, but I also go by Dr. Mel, and I am the founder and executive director of Renewed Focus Psychology Services. So, what is Renewed Focus? Well, as I mentioned in my application, we are a badass, women empowering, client elevating, health and fitness driven private mental health practice based in New York City. We aim to serve the needs of women primarily who are looking to level up when life's structure just doesn't fit. I'm talking about the templates and the ways in which society tells us that we need to do career and that we need to do relationships. And we recognize that that shit just doesn't fit for us. And what comes with that is high levels, often when we're trying to forge our own path, of anxiety, of depression, self-esteem difficulties, and often struggles with emotion regulation. So let's talk about this pandemic for a second. Because what I've seen with this pandemic is there's so much focus on the physical. Take care of your physical health. Wear masks, socially distance. Don't gather with family and friends, right? But we aren't talking about the mental health toll that this pandemic is having on our communities. Couple that with the fact that this pandemic has disproportionately impacted Black and Brown communities. So what I take from that and what I've seen is that the mental health needs in Black and Brown communities has increased exponentially. The demand at the beginning of this pandemic up until now for our practice has grown. The number of calls have doubled. And as a solo practitioner, I can't meet that demand. I'm one person and I have other roles. And we all know that as Black women, we tend to take on too much, right? We try to meet the needs of all the people in our community, and we can't always do that. So as the mom of 3 little girls, as a wife, as somebody who's also looking out for her own family, I recognized that the business needs to expand to be able to meet those needs. So I did pivot and added a clinician. But here's the thing. Again, when we serve, it's not ever enough. I want the business to be able to expand even more. And especially in a place like New York City, which is inevitably a hotspot, right? And will continue to be a hotspot as long as this pandemic rages. I've seen the mental health difficulties that people are facing, more anxiety, more social isolation, having to sit in your New York City apartment all by yourself because maybe you don't have a roommate, right? And the difficulty with that and managing that. And so ultimately, what I want to be able to do with this fund, right, is to expand and to be able to reach more individuals in our community and serve their mental health needs. And so the first piece about this is there's a financial piece, right? Sometimes insurance doesn't provide you any coverage and you aren't able to seek services because of that. And so I want to be able to use part of this fund to offset the cost of mental health services. So people, even people who cannot afford services at all and get no insurance coverage, they can still come and see the clinicians in our practice. I want to be able to add clinicians to our practice, right? And then the last piece of this is to create support groups for the community. Look, we need to provide services and help and heal each other. And if we can help and heal each other through our group interactions, wow. I just dream of an opportunity to be able to do one-to-many versus one-to-one. So my hope is to use part of this money to be able to create a series, right? So you attend 6 to 8 sessions and you get support. And we can base them, my hope is to base them not only for women, but also for caregivers, people who are having to deal with, how do I do this? How do I parent in this time of COVID and continue to level up? So I hope that this gives you a little bit of insight into what I want to be able to do with this money, and that this feels like an initiative that is worth funding. Take care. Bye.